afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are, wherever we find you today. And welcome. I'm here to facilitate and have a dialogue on a topic that I think a lot of us are thinking about: how to effectively design organizations to be ready for an uncertain future. My name is Jessica Modrall. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Orgvue, and I'm joined today by Ravin Jesuthasan, who's coming to us from Chicago and is, as my assessment, an absolutely prolific thinker and writer on the future of work, engaging with organizations on the ground as they grapple with really challenging questions, and, as I can tell, a real participant in evolving the way we think about effective organization design in the age of AI. I hope that, Ravin, those words of your bio make some sense, but I'd be keen for you to take a moment to introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, well, firstly, Jessica, it's lovely to be here with you. I hope my audio is coming through okay. So again, so great to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. So I wear a couple of hats, to your point about having the privilege and opportunity of being on the firing line, if you will. And so in addition to my day job of running the transformation business globally at Mercer, I also teach at the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University, where I teach the Reinventing Work and Organizations course. And I also sit on 3 committees at the World Economic Forum that have given me an opportunity to both participate in some interesting conversations, but also a bit of an interesting vantage point into how both my individual organizations as well as the macroeconomy is adjusting to the myriad of forces that seem to be buffeting it these days.
I could ask you this it sounds like 3 times, as the academic environment, the sort of professional services, and the world of the broader geopolitical environment. But as you as an individual, let's start with just you at home. Are you optimistic, excited, pessimistic, concerned? Like, what does this moment kind of bring up for you in terms of your mood? A quick mood check before we get into it.
Actually, not to be cheeky about it, Jessica, but it's kind of all of the above, right? It feels like, I suspect I'm no different for many people, that it swings really rapidly across those 4 dimensions, right? Optimism, pessimism, worry, excitement. So in the near term, I'm sort of rather schizophrenic, but I'm an eternal optimist. So I'm fairly sanguine about what the future, long-term future, might look like. And long-term being sort of more than 5 years, if that's helpful at all in getting us calibrated.
Yeah, what we mean by the long term. It feels like that's a quite apt summary, right? We're being bounced sort of here and there, hither and fro, from whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, and how we can think about, embedding AI into the sort of course of work, what that risk is, what the opportunity is. So I can appreciate that no one word or no one sentiment can capture the moment. But we're going to have a conversation today, which I hope can help bring some thoughts around sort of how to navigate this time, right? As an organization, or as a team leader, as an individual working in an HR function, or as an executive trying to lead through what is starting to feel like a fairly continuous flow of uncertainty and surprise. And we were reflecting as a leadership team in Orgvue over the course of the last week around, one of the things that has changed over the last decade, of course, is how frequently we remind ourselves that change is constant now. And we think about that as a new reality, but I think it's been a new reality for quite a while. We've increasingly adapted. If anything, we're just seeing the pace of that increase, and maybe now the breadth of the complexity of change is also increasing, right? I don't know. That feels like part of that, why it's so many things all at the same time.
Indeed.
So I guess, to kick us off, what's the frame on the moment, right?